Hello, yes, welcome to online classes day 20. We are learning about human respiratory system. In the part of that, whatever the topics we completed in last session, let us recapitulate them. So in last class we finished about the respiratory pigments in animals. Among them, the familiar respiratory pigment, most predominant respiratory pigment in vertebrate, that is hemoglobin. We learned structure of hemoglobin. You observe this is hemoglobin molecule that restricted to RBC, otherwise erythrocytes followed. So we completed structure of hemoglobin and functions of hemoglobin in last class. Besides that, the other respiratory pigments that found in invertebrates also we finished. Follow students. Let's discuss new concept in the part of human respiratory system, that is transport of respiratory gases. So the respiratory pigments are plays key role in the transport of respiratory gases. The respiratory pigments restricted to plasma of the blood, otherwise the erythrocytes or BC of the blood. So the blood is medium of transport for oxygen and carbon dioxide. Yes, followed students. The respiratory gases are oxygen and as well as carbon dioxide. So these two respiratory gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide, transported by what? Blood. So the blood acts as a medium to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. Follow? You observe this visual. The blood contain plasma, blood cells, among them erythrocytes are there. You observe this visual. So the plasma and erythrocytes capable to transport these respiratory gases in this fashion, right? In what way the blood transports the respiratory gases? Let us see. So the blood picks oxygen from atmospheric air in the alveoli. So when we performed pulmonary ventilation, at the time we inhale the atmospheric air into our alveoli of lungs, then that oxygen molecules, that oxygen gas, you observe this visual, you have to follow this drop, the oxygen movement, it shows oxygen movement, followed. Right, next, so from the alveoli, that oxygen trapped into blood, so the hemoglobin picks up this oxygen molecule, and such oxygen received into oxygenated blood, such oxygenated blood moves into heart, and then the heart pumps the oxygenated blood to the tissues. So then from the oxygenated blood, the oxygen picks into tissues. Follow? So that is the path. The respiratory gas oxygen delivers from oxygenated blood to the tissue in this path. Follow? Right, it is very easy to learn. Next, in the tissue, by various metabolisms, the carbon dioxide to be produced. So such carbon dioxide to be released into blood. Why? Because the tension of carbon dioxide more in cells of tissue then what? Blood. So automatically the gases moves from high tension to low tension. So let us see the carbon dioxide movement. In what way the carbon dioxide circulated? The carbon dioxide from tissue enter into the blood, and now the blood carries the carbon dioxide to the heart. Then the heart pumps the deoxygenated blood to the lungs through pulmonary artery. It reaches lungs. Then the carbon dioxide contain air, that is nothing but foul air, that to be expelled out during exhalation process. Follow? So this visual explains both the oxygen transport and CO2 transport path peripherally. Let us see one more visual to explain oxygen transport cycle. You observe this visual. The oxygen molecules pickups from lungs and then into RBC. Then through the RBC they gives up to the body parts, tissues. So this is a simple way to express oxygen transport cycle, right? Let us discuss in detail the transport of oxygen mediated by two methods. So, two phenomena to be found in the transport of oxygen. Follow students. So they are as follows. You observe. One is transport of oxygen through plasma. Followed. So one method is the oxygen to be transported by plasma, through plasma, and second method is transport of oxygen by RBC, red blood corpuscles, otherwise erythrocytes, right? Next, you see detail transport of oxygen by plasma. What is plasma? The plasma is nothing but it is a liquid matrix of the blood. The blood is a fluid connecting tissue. It is a circulating tissue, one of our body fluid. If we observe the blood, so you observe the visual after clotting the blood. At the base, the red color precipitation is present, middle white color layer is present, and above yellow color liquefied layer is present. That is plasma. So, liquid matrix of the blood, and it contributes about 55% in the blood. So, 45% part are occupied by blood cells. They are red blood corpuscles and white blood corpuscles. In this visual, you observe the bottom of the test tube RBC are present, at middle WBC, and upper region plasma is present. The highest contribution plasma, and next occupied by RBC, then WBC. Follow? So through this plasma the oxygen to be transported. In what way it transported? Let's see. Approximately 3% of oxygen to be carried out by plasma, remember. So about 3% of oxygen carried by plasma of the blood. In what way it is carried? The oxygen first dissolved in the plasma. So when at the in the core of ventilation, when we inhale the atmospheric air, at that time the atmospheric air contained oxygen, the oxygen present in atmospheric air dissolved in the plasma of the blood. So as the dissolved state, the blood carries the oxygen to the tissue. There in tissue, the oxygen tension is very less, hence automatically by diffusion method oxygen from the plasma enter in the tissue. Follow? So this is one method so that transports the oxygen to the tissue. So about 30% of oxygen transported to the tissue by this method. Follow? So plasma also transport the oxygen to the tissue. Remember students, right? Next, the method is transport of oxygen by RBC. RBC are what? Red blood corpuscles, one of the formed element of the blood, one of the blood cell of the blood. So you observe this visual. In this visual at the bottom, in the precipitated content, you observe RBC, red blood corpuscles, also called erythrocytes. These red blood corpuscles are red in color. Why? Because presence of hemoglobin molecule. What is hemoglobin molecule? Respiratory pigment. In last session, we learned in detail about the structure of hemoglobin. Voilà. So, approximately 100 ml of our blood contain in males 15 grams of hemoglobin. Follow? So 97% of oxygen to be transported by RBC. Very very important. Remember, 3% transported by plasma and 97% transported by RBC. So the major amount oxygen to be transported to our cells by plasma. Sorry, RBC. Follow? 97% of oxygen to be transported by RBC. Right? Next, the hemoglobin molecule can carry oxygen. How it is possible? Why? Because the hemoglobin molecule contain a metal base, that is iron. Already learned. In ferrous state, Fe plus 2 condition, one hemoglobin molecule contain 4 iron ions. In the state of what? Ferrous, Fu plus 2 status. So that iron molecule capable to bind with what? Oxygen. So the hemoglobin molecule capable to carry oxygen, it attained that ability due to the presence of iron ions. Right? Each hemoglobin molecule capable to carry 4 oxygen molecule. In last class also we discussed it. So each and every hemoglobin molecule able to carry 4 oxygen molecules. If oxygen is available, it carries 4 oxygen molecule. Otherwise, oxygen not available, it may also oxygenated with 3 oxygen molecule, 2 oxygen or 1, whatever it may be. But it able to carry totally 4 oxygen molecules. Right? Hemoglobin molecule transport oxygen in the form of oxyhemoglobin. Last class we discussed it. So this, you observe this representation, the hemoglobin molecule capable to reacts with oxygen, shows affinity with oxygen. So the hemoglobin molecule combine with 4 oxygen molecule and then become as oxidized as oxyhemoglobin HbO8 molecule. So now the blood is termed as pure blood, oxygenated blood. The oxygenated hemoglobin attain bright reddish color. Before oxygenation, the hemoglobin molecule appeared as purple bluish red color, but after oxygenation, after bind with oxygen, then immediately the hemoglobin molecule attain bright reddish color. So you observe this visual, the purple bluish color hemoglobin turns as bright reddish color after the oxygenation. As what fashion you observe this visual? So you observe clearly at first, this is hemoglobin molecule, purple bluish red in color. The iron ions are there in ferrous. Now when oxygen molecule link bind with it, then immediately it turns into bright reddish color. Followed? So you observe this bright reddish color. Followed? Right. Next, the hemoglobin combines with oxygen and give rise oxyhemoglobin. Right. So, in what way it to be occur? You observe the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin propagated by partial pressure of oxygen. You remember, student, very important. This factor plays key role. You observe when the oxygen molecule bind with hemoglobin, what factor to be favors it? The partial pressure of oxygen plays key role. So the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin molecule propagated by partial pressure of oxygen, that is important. So you observe this visual. In this visual you have to focus alveoli region. In alveoli region, the partial pressure of oxygen 104 mmHg. In the same manner, in the blood it is approximately 45 mmHg. Followed. So very low in the blood. So the partial pressure of oxygen is greater in alveoli than blood. You observe these molecules, oxygen molecules present in alveoli. So the oxygen gas, partial pressure of oxygen greater in alveoli in the blood. Now they are going to diffuse into blood. The hemoglobin picks up oxygen from alveoli of lungs and forms hemoglobin. So already I told. So you observe oxygen molecule diffused into blood, the hemoglobin picks up oxygen molecule in this fashion. Followed, right? Next, the hemoglobin picks up oxygen in what fashion? In what way it reacted? Already we discussed. The hemoglobin molecule capable to combine with four oxygen molecules, followed, and gave rise oxyhemoglobin at alveoli. This phenomena is called saturation, oxygenation of hemoglobin. So, four oxygen molecule binds with hemoglobin and produce HbO8. This compound is called oxyhemoglobin. So, the oxyhemoglobin formation of oxyhemoglobin is nothing but saturation of hemoglobin, oxygenation of hemoglobin. This process to be takes place at alveoli. The site of saturation, remember, alveoli. So it is site of saturation. Ask in entrance examination the hemoglobin molecule to be saturated at alveoli, oxygenation point, oxygenation site. So here you remember, students, remember one more thing. So that is, for example, the oxygen tension is more, the hemoglobin capable to bind with four oxygen molecule. Suppose oxygen scarcity is there, the hemoglobin may bind with three molecules, two or one. Suppose the hemoglobin molecule bind with four oxygen molecule, that termed as 100% saturation. Suppose it linked with three oxygen molecule HbO6 form. So this phenomena this phenomena consider as what, 75% saturation. So if it binds with two molecule, that is 50% saturation, and one molecule, so that is 25% saturation. So the saturation phenomena is completely based on partial pressure of oxygen, availability of oxygen. When oxygen available and more in alveoli, more in our body, at that time it linked with four oxygen molecules. That's 100% saturation. Otherwise, the saturation to be reduced. At the time of delivery of oxygen, according to requirement, the hemoglobin delivers the oxygen. It may be deliver one oxygen, maybe deliver two oxygen or three oxygen or four oxygen. So remaining oxygen to be held by the hemoglobin. So it suppose it linked with four oxygen molecules high stage, that is 100% strength. It linked with two, that is 50% saturation. Follow? You remember this term, right? Next, you observe the partial pressure of oxygen is lesser in tissues than oxygenated blood. Already we discussed. So, in the tissue, the oxygen partial pressure about 40 mmHg. In the oxygenated blood, it is 95 mmHg. So, the partial pressure of oxygen greater in oxygenated blood than tissue, so automatically the oxygen molecules from the oxygenated blood diffuse into tissue. So the hemoglobin picks up oxygen in this fashion. A tissue, the oxyhemoglobin, here what happens, the formed oxyhemoglobin capable to dissociate and delivers oxygen to the tissue. So the oxyhemoglobin dissociation occur in tissue. At this alveoli, the hemoglobin going to saturate, going to oxygenate, but in tissue, the reverse phenomena occurring. So the oxyhemoglobin is a unstable compound, temporary compound. When it reaches tissue, then immediately it undergoes dissociation. Followed. So let us see equation for it. So combining of hemoglobin with oxygen at alveoli called saturation. Followed. So the saturation point is alveoli, right? So here the hemoglobin combined with 4 oxygen molecule and become as oxyhemoglobin. So this is saturation. So oxyhemoglobin HbO8 is a unstable compound. It never remains as it is. So it immediately undergoes breakdown and become as what, oxygen and hemoglobin molecule as a reverse fashion. So it is a reversible reaction, the breakdown of oxyhemoglobin at tissue called a dissociation process. So the saturation and dissociation, these two are reversible reactions. Saturation takes place at alveoli and dissociation takes place at tissue. So in saturation, oxyhemoglobin to be formed. In dissociation, the oxyhemoglobin molecule breakdown and again gave rise hemoglobin and oxygen molecule. Such oxygen molecule to be delivered to the tissue. Alright students, so dissociation for what purpose? To deliver the oxygen to the cells of tissue. Saturation for what purpose? To carry the oxygen molecule to the tissue. These two are the two events that plays key role in oxygen transport cycle. One is saturation process and another one dissociation process. Followed student. So it is a reversible reaction. Remember, saturation occur at alveoli and dissociation takes place at tissue. Dissociations for what purpose? To deliver the oxygen to the cells of the tissue. So with this we completed the transport of oxygen phenomena. In next class we are going to discuss the oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve in the part of transport of oxygen. Thank you.